What's up, everyone? NASCAR Live. We are back. It's a road race. Sonoma 250. The Savemart. Taco, 2 road races in a row. What's up with that?
Kind of.
We got Coda next week. Are we just going to make it a triple stack or what?
Well, we've been to Coda. We'll be at Watkins Glen there eventually. I think next week is Dover, so that'll be fun. Getting into that part of the year where the big thing is determining who's going to be on what fuel strategy and who's just going to be points racing. So you can kind of narrow the field down a little bit based off of that. But yeah, a traditional road course race this week. So I guess the biggest difference between this week and last week is, the Chicago street race. It's a newer track. The veterans kind of struggling there. The new guys picking it up really fast. Obviously, SVG dominant, kind of unbeatable there. Sonoma, a track that a lot of non-road course guys and just track veterans are actually pretty decent at. Like, you see guys like Hamlin, Keselowski, Blaney, these guys that are a bit old-fashioned, not big road course guys. Like, this is one of the this and Watkins Glen are the 2 road courses that have been in the schedule forever, since like the 80s. So they know this course pretty well. So the big thing is this is Shane Van Gisbergen's first time here. And what we've seen at the road courses with SVG is SVG kind of hold his cards to his chest while everyone stares at him with the SMT data and studies everything he does. So I don't know. With it being his first time here in a cup car, I mean, we saw Connor Zilic beat him in the Xfinity race yesterday. Pretty exciting finish there. But is SVG holding back? Because clearly when it mattered, he put it right up on the pole. Was complaining about his car a little bit in practice, but was still P3 on the board. So you think maybe there's some things he figured out that he doesn't really want to share to the field with how open the SMT data is in the NASCAR garage? Or is this a place where the field's going to be a bit tighter? Your cup regulars have a more even playing field with Mr. SVG. I think that compare like a new track like in Mexico City where we saw SVG be unstoppable, Chicago street course, of course, where no one can really beat him there as well. I think this is a spot where the Cup Series regulars are going to be able to compete with him a bit more. But it still kind of remains to be seen. And at 12.5, that's a lot. Sonoma has the most like laps of any road course, right? So there's a little bit more to go around. But 12.5 for a race with ultimately 110 laps, it's crazy.
Might be the most expensive price we've ever seen in a cup race. I'm thinking about it because we're used to seeing the crazy numbers.
Yeah. I think Truex got priced this for the Coke 600, which has 400 laps back when he was like leading all the laps at the intermediates. But yeah, this is super expensive. But we just saw him be optimal last week at 12,000 with McDowell leading the first like 30 laps of that race. So, I mean, he's just such a heavy favorite. I think it's like minus 110 to win the race by himself, which are ridiculously steep odds.
Implied win percentage, you have it at 30% at this point. So I don't know if that changed a little bit. That's a solid. Yeah. I'm going to say that's a solid, like, I don't know, plus 180 or something, plus 200, plus 210.
Yeah, it's and even then, if you finish his second to like Larson or something, he could still lead a ton of laps off the pole here.
Yeah. No, SVG, I think it's 2 SVG or not 2 SVG in this track. He's going to be 60% owned, according to the projection. So what do you do with prohibitive chalk at 60% owned on a guy who's super likely to win this whole thing?
Yeah, I think the last few weeks, just been going underweight on SVG, just hoping something happens. Didn't work in Mexico, didn't work at Chicago, didn't work in the Xfinity races. Well, I guess going Zilic kind of worked yesterday, but a lot of tournaments were won with Zilic SVG stack. So, I mean, it's getting harder to go against them. There's a bit more of a case here with this being, a track that the regulars are used to, but still, I mean, in cash, even though he's starting first, I mean, he's going to be so popular that even if he wrecks, you'll still probably cash playing SVG and some play stiff, But it's really the secondary and tertiary plays you're going to worry about a whole lot if you're playing him. And if you're fading him, you just got to hope that, he gets Hosevard or something.
You know what's crazy at this track? I'm just the pole sitter has averaged 13.7 fantasy points at this track. We got a lot of history.
It's the average running position. It's actually worse, like 8.3 fantasy points.
Or even worse. Yeah,
they tend to lead and then wreck out.
Yeah, so the pole sitter has averaged just 8.3 fantasy points, right? We have a long history here of that happening. I thought it was 13.7. Yeah, 8.3 is worse. Yeah. And we're getting the pole sitter at 60% owned. Like, something's got to give here, Taco. What?
Yeah,
how many?
We've also haven't had a SVG race here too, so it's almost like I don't know if you should throw out track trends or whatever, but he's such a dominant force. Like, yeah, Truex was by far the best at Sonoma. He was never going to be priced at 12.5 ever, maybe like 10K. So it's really hard to compare these slates to slates in the past year. Place differential hasn't done quite as well as you would expect for a race with so few laps because qualifying tends to, really separate the good from the bad. It's really hard for a shitty car to qualify up high. You have to have some sort of speed going on. That's another thing with Truex retiring. Didn't really get to see the SVG Truex showdown at Sonoma. I'd kind of looked forward to. But yeah, there are actually only 3 people in this race who have won at Sonoma before. It's a crazy stat for the Cup Series, but it's true. Larson's won here a few times. He should be the easy second favorite to SVG, and then I think Hamlin and I think Kyle Busch Hamlin hasn't even won here. I think it's Kyle Busch and Keselowski, if I recall correctly. Oh, Suarez, yeah. So Suarez and Larson are like the only winners in this field at Sonoma.
I mean, the odds makers basically are throwing in the towel after those two.
Yeah, they're not letting SVG beat them again.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. SVG 2.2, unbettable, 2-1 odds. Larson 6-1, okay. And then the next best guy, like what? Chase Elliott and Dingo at 11-1. That's it. That's the next best.
It's a giant group. There's 10 guys who I think can realistically win this race. And they all have pretty even odds. And then there's just SVG kind of all by himself there, with Larson as that weird middle guy being the winner of this race 2 of the last 4 times.
Here's the way I'm thinking of it. If your SVG lineup at 12.5, so much money, you're probably not playing these other guys. You have to punt every other. You mostly have to punt the rest of your lineup. Not full punt, but you have to kind of punt it.
You can take one because I think you'll notice that there are a lot of really cheap plays. So you can actually stack Larson and SVG and be fine. Yeah, but there are stupid cheap plays. Is the thing. That.
Yeah, Hocevar, underpriced, starting.
No, I mean stupid cheap, Wallace. Like 5K. There's a lot of 5K plays that you can make.
Yeah, but I don't want to play Catherine Leggett.
No, not getting to the. Oh, put some respect on her name after a top 20 finish at Chicago now, but probably not going to the 4K. I mean, Cody Ware just almost died, literally. But no, that super cheap 5K range is going to make everything affordable here. I think that's why SVG is going to be so much more chalky than he was even last week. Last week, I think people were scared of the price.
Yeah.
Right, but this week it's so easy to afford him. All these place differential just punts in the 5K. The entire 5K range is just place differential dart throws.
All right, well, we got a lot to get into, including how bad are these guys at road courses that they're priced this low?
Oh, yeah.
How terrible are they at road courses?
I won't say yeah, but one of these guys is my favorite, and it's someone I never like ever, but I have terrific rationale for it.
Oh, boy. All right, we'll get into that. I know who it is. I know who it is. It's very disappointing. So I'm curious into how that works out. But let's go. Let's jump back up to. Let's go to the historical story. Historical winners. Again, these are non-SVG tracks, so I don't know how much we can lend into what we're going to see here. I don't know how much credence we can give to these.
Yeah.
But,
so, like here, Buescher has been awesome in the next gen car. He's one of those guys like the upper 8Ks. Him and McDowell, I think, really stick out as probably chalky plays or popular plays to pair with like SVG, right?
Yeah, McDowell great at this kind of track because he's priced up shockingly high.
Yeah, and last week he was the dominant car. He was better than SVG early. He just straight up beat him on speed from second place and was dominating the race, and then the throttle issue just took him out. It wasn't even SVG taking a spot back, so McDowell should be a very popular bounce back candidate here. The track that I think he's top 10 at all 3 years in the next gen era. Buescher is top 5 here. Hell, he's top 4 here every single race in the next gen era. Last year started in 26th, good place differential, but also almost led the most laps, 32 laps led. It's an insane performance from him. He's been really good at the road courses, especially the traditional ones. The only place we haven't seen him finish, I think it's 11th or better, is the Roval and the street course, so the two like non-true road courses. But at every true road course, Buescher is pretty much a top 10 lock. So him starting in the teens with having race winning upside, probably the lowest odds of anyone that's race winning upside. I'd say everyone 8,400 and above could win this race. Buescher's on the very cheap end of that. Has some place differential built in. Clearly has some top 5 even race winning upside built in.
I mean, his road course
a smash play for me as far as I can. Yeah,
crazy.
Like him and McDowell just stick out.
Crazy good track history. Yeah, same with McDowell. Okay, all right. So some interesting. You know who else is looking good though here? Chase Elliott, pretty good too. So.
Yep, he looks good at pretty much every road course, but yeah, those are and they're all starting in the teens.
But if you play SVG, it's going to be tough to pay for those guys. So yeah, well, I guess we'll see how the where is this average historical? Go back to it. How things work out. But in this so last year, you had Larson and sort of really Larson and then McDowell, the closest thing to not, I guess. Not play stiff, sort of, kind of. Larson gets in there, wins it, leads a couple laps. He gets you there. Buescher has the big move from 26. So it's mostly play stiff guys. And I think Eric Jones was probably in the nuts or possibly in the nuts for that one. But mostly play stiff, but with finishing position, once again, kind of being king here a little bit. It's more like if you look at the nuts, these super far back guys, they got there 13, 12, but anybody starting up closer to the top, they needed pretty much to finish at the very, very top. And I'm looking at the most fantasy points because this really interests me. So about 70, if you get play stiff and laps led, if you like the ultimate score, I would say is about a 75. Yeah,
there just aren't enough laps to really put up much more than that.
I'm trying to think how many points can SVG actually score if he starts on the pole, holds the pole the whole time. And interestingly, why are fast laps and lead laps not as coordinated as I would think they would be?
Yeah, the fast laps are kind of spread out throughout here. A lot of yellow flag laps where you don't get the fast laps, but also different tire strategies as well, or fuel strategies, I guess I should say. That's like a big thing with this race, so it can shake the field up a little bit. But yeah, we haven't really seen like Martin Truex Jr. If you go back, that's the person to look at for SVG type performances would be Truex. Like you see him here winning the race, leading 50 laps, and he would lead 50 laps. He'd get about 20 fast laps, which is about where SVG's project at here. Like on pick 6 on DraftKings, SVG's they're giving him 38.5 laps led with 16.5 fastest laps. So they aren't super proportional.
Can you you want to parlay that, right? You want to. That's definitely
you're allowed to on pick 6, but yeah, there's something you
talk
can
about.
For sure.
Correlation. That's going to be very correlated. Yeah, I mean, I've driven, in this kind of track, when you watch the race, the lap leader should absolutely be getting the fast lap. Like, he's got no traffic in front of him. The other cars will all like have to hit the brake at some point. Like, it's cars in their way. Only the lap leader has no cars. So you'd think it kind of coincides, but it seems like about half of, for every two lead laps, you get a fast lap. That seems to be, like, as I'm looking through it, kind of how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the next race. One more race back here. I see, let's see. Yeah, very middling, 8, 12, 17. So I'm not really seeing a pattern here. Man, 8, 23. Yeah, so here's 2 top starters and really 4 place diff for the nuts.
Yeah, they're like from the 20s, not from the 30s.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think Dixon here mentioned they're like book stopped offering the fastest laps odds. I've never seen like number of fastest laps as the odds, but I have noticed that Bet365 started putting up like fastest lap props. I think it has to do with the addition of the Xfinity fastest lap playoff point award. And I think here we have it. Yeah, SVG plus 180, Larson plus 450, Allmendinger plus 600, Buescher plus 650, McDowell plus 700. I guess you could use that as a general speed ranking sort of prop, which is, useful for, I mean, the more props, the better for racing here. I'm hoping we start to see some more diversified odds, but yeah, I've never seen them on DraftKings. Maybe it's a state by state thing, but those kind of odds being available would be sick if they were like consistent, but who knows at this point. Sometimes we don't even get like stage props.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, when you look at the history here, I just went back through it. You look at the averages by starting position, you can see here, Taco. Mm-hmm. These numbers are super level. The difference between starting 1 through 4th and starting 35th through 40th is identical. There's effectively no fantasy points variance, no matter where you play, no matter where they're starting in the lineup here. There's no advantage anywhere.
I'm honestly not really using this data much, just because, simply put, there was no SVG in these races. I guess Truex would be the closest thing you could put there, but like, yeah, Truex a 10K guy, SVG $12,500 guy. So I don't know. You got to kind of treat it like not necessarily a new race. It was like repaved last year. There should be less grip going on this year, but I mean, there are just plenty of reasons to kind of treat this as a new race. Now, granted, still looking at like track history, like guys, just being familiar. I mean, it just makes it more of a. It's just better off for the veterans here, is where weeks before, like Chicago Street Course and especially Mexico City, you had to give the advantage to the sim guys, but real life advantage is going to be better than the advantage of like sitting on the sim all day. So I guess I'd give those guys just a little bit less weight this week, and SVG would be one of those guys, but he is just built different. So I don't know.
It's a race where there was such a prohibitive favorite. That's like I call that the difference, right? Like whatever. Where was Truex when he was the favorite? Like how much more than it was he 4.0 to win? I mean, like how much better than 2.2 to 1 was Truex? That's kind of how you can, I guess, normalize it across different races.
Let me find out for you real quick. Let me pull it up. Last year's odds, not the Xfinity Series, Cup Series.
That's like the primary difference. Sure I doubt it was as prohibitive.
Pretty sure it was like plus 400. Let me see.
Plus 400. That's really different. All right. So while you're looking that up, Taco, let's get into this. Is there any other tabs we need to look at here? Is practice? I mean, is anything else relevant? Do we need to look at the practice times? Does that tell you anything?
Yeah. So single lap practice times are always really, really helpful and road courses here. So,
All right.
because it's so. I mean, these are fast times for a road course. Is the shortest road course, only 2 miles. But still, yeah, practice definitely telling.
Well,
hard to
definitely
really
looks
see
like
what the group split because all the good drivers are in Group B.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's good drivers or what happened there, but clearly Group B was the faster group.
It's definitely better drivers, and the algorithm that determines the groups are heavily focused on the week before, and we were just at a road course, so you've got all your best road course drivers: Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger, SVG, Larson. Like all these guys are in Group B. So, I would say that Group B overall had an advantage, just slightly. So, like you can say that Byron and Suarez do seem to have some speed here, but like they were the only drivers really worth a damn in Group A. I guess the disappointing one by far was Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
So that kind of like puts a little
And
bit
your
of
boy
a
Austin
damper on
Cindric,
him.
your guy Austin Cindric didn't exactly light it up.
Not my guy, but yeah. So that is like I mean, everything's pointing towards McDowell this week, and yeah, practice is the one thing that's holding him back so far. I would say.
You know what?
Some
Everything's
decent
pointing
laps
for
sprinkled
me?
in there, but
Dingo. Everything's pointing to the dinger. That's what it's pointing to for me. Let's go, AJ. Number 1, fastest car.
oh yeah,
By a
and
lot.
he's a road course guy, starting up in the top 5. I would love to see him competing like side by side with SVG a little more. We've kind of seen Gibbs be more of the guy to go up and tangle with SVG. We saw that in Mexico City. But yeah, it's nice seeing Allmendinger be fast. I can't wait for the Roval. Roval, he's been, the guy, probably over SVG.
Let's not spoiler alert it for other races, Taco. We're talking about Sonoma.
Yeah. Well, here, I mean, it should be pretty good too. But yeah, Ty Gibbs, another guy right up there starting the front 3 rows that should be able to give him hell. I kind of like how the field's a little bit more wide open this week and a lot less random. So this is one of the lower carnage road course races that we go to. Last week at the Chicago Street Course, that's probably the most carnagey. I know that Coda started off with a few crazy rain races or whatever, and we finally had a dry Chicago Street Course race, and it was still just a carnage fest. Hocevar took out like a solid like quarter of the field early on just because he felt like flying into everyone. I don't know what the fuck that was about. The ending of the race was just a horrible, awful call with Cody Ware damn near killing himself with the hardest impact I think we've seen in the next gen. And it took him like 30, 40 seconds to throw the flag. Like they just waited for SVG to cross the line. Like there should have 100% been another restart last week, but I mean, whatever. I guess they just wanted the race to be over with.
2 notes about that. Number 1, can we agree that Cody Ware, that was just karma?
Maybe. Allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah, that was just alleged karma. That's number 1. Number 2, so we're at Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to ask, I normally drink a Blue Moons while watching the race, but here I'm going to crack open a nice bottle of red, I think.
Sierra Nevada. All I got to say. Go to
Pinot
beer.
Noir.
West Coast classic.
Yeah.
Beautiful Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
What do you do for this race, Taco? You do a little Pinot? A little Griche? A little Pinot
Sierra
Griche?
Nevada. It's got to be Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada?
I'm not a wine guy, but a big West Coast IPA drinker. That's me personally. I wouldn't recommend it to other people, but I mean that's just me. And it's a very chill race. That's the thing. We're coming off of this crazy Chicago Street Course race. This is a more chill one. We're going to see some green flag laps here. We're not going to see a third of the race have cautions or what have you. We'll still get some fuckery.
The drivers all went out.
Spun around, but not as much.
The drivers were all out last night for farm-to-table dinners.
On God.
Yeah, a little farm-to-table action. All right, let's get into the driver breakdown here. Crack open that Pinot Noir and get right into it. We'll go drive by driver here up top. And All right, SVG. So we talked about SVG. Here's the deal. He's like coming off 2 fucking wins in a row. He did not win Kota. So he's not undefeatable. He's not unbeatable on the road. But out of the last, he's pretty close to it, right? Wins in Mexico, wins in Chicago. Now we're in Sonoma, 2-1 odds, 59% owned. So the first question for every single lineup that you build, and I'm gonna explain how I'm gonna do it on the Dom station personally, but like, is this an SVG lineup or not? Right? If SVG is in your lineup, then you're saying he's going to dominate from start to finish, carry a good chunk of the lead laps, have 30-40% of the lead laps at worst, get a bunch of fast laps while doing it, and then probably win, right? So if he's doing that run, you could probably eliminate some of the other top starters. Like, you have to do it a certain way. So I'm going to have that run, and then you do a run for no SVG. I think you almost have to completely separate it. You have to have 2 different runs because either you're playing SVG to win or you're not. Your lineup's going to look super different, 12-5, super expensive. You can't afford that much studliness with SVG in your lineup. And if SVG falls back at all and does not lead a bunch of laps or he spins out, anything crazy happens, he is going to be a lineup killer. So I don't know, Taco. I have a guess. My guess is that for you personally and your DFS lineups, and guys, do not copy this. Everybody got to do their own thing when it comes to SVG and what to do here. My guess, Taco, is you'll be a little light on him, or I know you mentioned you've been doing that in the last few races.
I don't know. See, the thing is, yeah, and I'm still. It's just low. It's just lower carnage here is kind of the issue. It's also just really. It's actually really easy to afford them. I'm going to be going underweight, but not as like strongly underweight as in previous weeks. Just because I like some cheap plays that can easily get you to them, and I mean, I have some really good leans for who to play if you are fading him, but I don't know. He's kind of just made me his bitch over the last few weeks.
You know what?
Going under. He's going to be 50 to 60% owned. I'm going to be like 40%. I'm not going to be like 20% though.
I was going to say, here's the problem in DFS, right? You probably did the right technical move in fading. Listen, the right move is always, if there's 60% chalk in anything that's happening, it doesn't matter what it is. The right move in DFS is almost always to fade that chalk, right? It's not going to work most of the time, but when it does work, you're winning the contest, right? Or it helps you really helps you win. So the right move is to fade it. But you did the right thing the last couple of races, but it doesn't work out because, hey, the chalk hits and he goes off. And now it's like, oh, man, can I keep doing that? Or should I chase what happened last week? That's the DFS dilemma right there. You're living it, Taco. You're in it. You're deep in it. The correct move is to keep fading and take the pain. But doing the correct thing and technically correct and actually doing it are 2 very different things. Brutal. Guys, that's a decision every single one of you needs to make at the start of your lineup. Do you want to have SVG in there or not? Because chances are he's got 2-1 odds, or actually he's got 30% shot that he's going to win, and a 65% shot that he finishes in the top 5, which means there is a 30% or 35% chance he finishes outside of the top 5 and fucks your lineup. As a matter of fact, I would say if he finishes outside of the top 2, he's fucking your lineup.
This depends on how much he leads, but
yeah, more often than not, that's going to burn you. If he leads most of the thing and then drops to second or third, he'll probably still get there. So do with that what you will. We know SVG. So let's move on to the rest of the field and try to figure out how we can build a lineup. So you said Kyle Larson has a couple of wins here, or a couple of wins in his career.
Mm-hmm.
At road courses. Looks like Sonoma. There's a Sonoma win. 6.5 to 1. Easily the second odds on second most favored driver.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting 11th with 26% ownership.
Yeah, and he's been kind of non-existent at the road courses so far. Chicago, kind of whatever. Mexico and Coda, we don't know because he got taken out early. So, him being the ultimate wheelman, it's no surprise that he's, especially with the multiple wins here in the last few years, no surprise that he's kind of gapped himself from the rest of the entire field that's really bunched up. He's just in that weird spot in between SVG and everyone else that's competitive and contending. Yeah, should be a lot faster here. This is his best road course race, I think. Maybe it's one of his best ones for sure. California Kid. I think he's fine. I'm not super huge on him. I kind of like other guys better from this range. I think like odds wise, I understand why he's so much more favored than some of the other guys, but I don't know. I kind of personally like even like Busher, like straight up better than Larson, and they're just like $2,000 difference in salary there. But he's fine. I'll probably just play him a bit under the field. I don't really have that strong of a take on Larson this week.
Yeah, the odds maker's second favorite, but I think playing him and SVG together may be a little more challenging. We'll see. Tyler Reddick, also pretty good at the road courses. Third place at Chicago. Third place at Coda. Has some decent, but not wins, but decent finishes. He's starting 8th. Looks like pretty good owner. I mean, 13% owned, expensive. The win odds aren't great. I don't really love Tyler Reddick here. The numbers are not really looking too great for him, but what do you think?
Yeah, his odds kind of plummeted overnight. He's one of those guys that should have had a chance to compete with SVG at the very end there if they would have probably cautioned for Cody Ware. I don't think it would have mattered ultimately too much. It's been a while. It's been quite a while since Reddick has won at a road course. I think it was Coda in like 2023. So it's been a couple of years. He's kind of always up there, running up there.
He's good though, yeah, good finishes.
He's the problem is he's probably going to be points racing here as he's in the thick of the playoff battle because he doesn't have a win yet. He's kind of getting desperate for that win, but there are many spots coming up where he could get a win. So I think he's less likely than other guys to points race, like compared to guys like Bowman or Bubba or whatever. The guys right on the border, right on the line. Reddick's a bit in the good. It's just I don't know. He's not someone I'm going after. He just doesn't project super well. I don't think I don't see him outperforming SVG most of the time. I don't know, just kind of one of these guys in this range. Like I think the next like 7 or 8 drivers underneath him have better odds than him. I just didn't really like seeing that fall overnight, and he could be losing his charter next week.
Reddick?
Yeah, because of the 23XI, they're suing NASCAR, right? They kind of lost their case. So right now it's up to NASCAR's discretion as to whether or not they lose their charter. It wouldn't actually mean a whole lot, but pretty much if more people enter the field than there are cars, they would have to make it on speed. So not the best situation for him and Bubba overall. I don't know. I just think he's priced a little bit too high here. It just doesn't project out super well for me.
Why pay 10-3 for 17-1 win odds starting in 8th place when you can pay, 90? You could pay 8,800 for Dingo, starting similar with 11-1. You know what I mean? Like there are just better risks here for the money. Christopher Bell, but anyway, we'll get into it. But I get it with Reddick, right? A little spendy for the win odds, and the lack of play stiff upside. Another guy with no play stiff upside, but some decent win odds here is Willie Byron, 3-1 to win it. Super low owned, 12%.
So every single season, William Byron goes in a summer slump, right? He's never done well at Sonoma. Just kind of the same with Reddick. Like this is like their worst road course race. His best ever finish is like 9th. I will say that this year, at least, it does seem like he has some speed in the middle of the slump, and the slump is kind of due to DNF luck more than anything else. Like he's been, dominating and leading laps and then getting taken out. I don't really hold that against people. So there's a little bit of speed there. Again, it just doesn't project super well. He's not my favorite Hendrick driver. He's not. I mean, there are multiple Hendrick drivers I like better than him. I don't think he competes for SVG. I think he's more of a kind of a safe playoff points driver at this point. A track like this, I think he's just going to want a good finish. I don't think he's super set on contending for a win if he doesn't, get up there up front early. So another guy that just doesn't project very well for me, and
Not a
just doesn't really
fan.
have the track history.
Not a fan of Willie B. Chase Elliott, starting 13th, 11-1 odds. Really good road course guy. Good track history. No wins, but a lot of good efforts here. A lot of top fivers. Chase Elliott.
Yeah, one of the few road courses he doesn't have a win at. Yeah, I like him a lot better than Byron here in this spot. Got some place differential to work with. Some top 5 upside. So he's fine. I've kind of shit on the last several drivers. I think I'm going underweight on everyone so far in this entire range. Elliott will be someone I'll be spending some money on. Really getting down to the range where I'm really interested this week. Like mean projection. Probably just going to go from like 13th to 5th and score pretty high.
It's crazy how the pricing changes for these road races. Ty Gibbs, who in intermediate tracks, to this point now priced down in the scrub tier, 7K driver stinks, whatever. But in road courses, I guess Ty Gibbs is still a hot commodity. 15-1 win odds, starting 6th, so nondescript starting point. Decent road track finishes. Let's see. History here, not the best, but certainly has some quality runs and came in second last week. Do you think a lot of the price hike was because of last week's nice performance?
Might be more due to him giving SVG hell at Mexico City. Gibbs clearly better at the road courses than other track types. That's for sure. We see it in the practice times every week. I think he might be the best chance for Toyota at the Toyota Savemart 250. Just blazing fast once again, has been fast at the road courses, has done some extra laps in Xfinity on the season, kind of making it his bread and butter, especially with so many road courses moving forwards. Just one of those young guys that's had that as a focus, and clearly pretty fast. I like him here as probably my favorite Toyota play, just because Bell's not the best at this track. Maybe there's another one, but in Briscoe, but we'll get to him. Ty Gibbs, I think he's going to outscore Briscoe most of the time. It's just Briscoe has that early race dominating upside, whatever. Ty Gibbs though, he's fine. He's good. He's not going to be super high owned. People are always scared to play Ty Gibbs, so it's not that hard to get a little bit overweight on him. Hasn't had a good finish here yet, but just runs up front frequently enough to be a solid play.
Starting
very
expensive
expensive though. It's like
the starting spot is a little rough with him. He really, he's set up in a spot at that price where again he needs to dominate and win in order to be relevant. And but it's still Ty Gibbs. He hasn't won anything. So I'm going to be careful with how much exposure we get there.
He's 13K on FanDuel. Like absolutely ridiculous price on FanDuel. 13K and just way too likely to wreck. So if you're playing FanDuel, like Ty Gibbs is not really the play. But on DraftKings, it's certainly doable. I'm going to be having some Ty Gibbs.
Tournament upside. So this next group of studs, a little higher owned than the initial group, right? So this next whole group, I'm assuming the 8K range is more affordable. So you're going to see a little higher ownerships here. We'll start McDowell, 16-1 win odds, starting 15th. Absolutely 30% owned, highest owned probably, or up there. Him and Busch are the highest owned of this sort of, really, of anybody who's not SVG, but still expensive. So these are your two kind of chalkiest guys, McDowell being one of them. The history here is okay. A second and a third. over the last 3 attempts and a 7. So the guy's been good.
Yeah, when he's not been wrecked out, he has been a top 5 force at the road courses. Like I'd say practice is the only thing going against him this week, and maybe you could chalk that up to being Group A. I don't know, but he had the best car last week, so I mean, if you factor that into his like track type history, his recent road course finishes, and just get rid of the DNFs, like he might have the best form of like anyone, even better than Buescher. Yeah, he's just kind of been that guy, but he's starting back in 15th as a result of, I guess, not having a ton of initial speed off the truck this week. We'll see, but if you told people coming into this week that McDowell would be 9,300 and starting 15th at this track, he would just be the chalk of all chalk. We'll see if some slower practice times kind of eat into that a little bit, but should still be a tremendous play if you're willing to just kind of ignore his practice times.
I'm not willing to fully ignore Taco. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about it. I'm concerned about the chalkiest driver not looking that great in practice. I don't know how concerned I am. I'm still developing this.
It's concerning.
But I feel concerned, like I feel concernedness tingles in me right now.
It didn't really affect his odds all that much. I think he came at like 15. He's 16 right now, so
he's so expensive. It's bothering me.
Yeah, he was in the 8Ks last week. I think he was like 8,300 or something. He was a terrific play until he wasn't.
He's like what Buescher is right now, except I just think I don't know. I'm
because Buescher finishes races.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting some concern tingles with McDowell being the chalkiest guy, and also kind of was slow in practice, and so I don't know. I have some tingle concerns there. Christopher Bell, Toyota JGR vehicle, starting 10. Again, all these nondescript starting points, 23% owned. People like him. Great road course guy. Has a win at COTA. Top 10s here, nothing special.
It's the track history. Hasn't done much here specifically. Chicago was a track that he was dominant at the first 2 years. Did not work out for him at all last week, but before that Mexico COTA, he was right up there among the favorites. He came in as one of the favorites this week. Still pretty good odds for the price. Like his pricing has dropped. Good practice times. Like he's a good play. He's going to be in my roster for sure. I guess his only concern really is the track history. Sort of like how McDowell's concern is the practice times.
Taco, if I needed to pick a winner and bet it, and it's not Shane. It's not Shane. For me, it's actually between Dingo and Buescher. These are the two that stand out to me as like Buescher for the two, obviously the win odds, but Dingo's my guy. He's always been my guy.
So problem is Allmendinger's like a 6th place merchant. I don't think he has a top 5 at a road course in the last several years. That's not at the Charlotte road course where he's just the best. Like the Charlotte Roval, I think in Xfinity is track history is like first, right? It's like Bell at New Hampshire, but outside of there, he's just kind of like been second tier and kind of stuck. So it's nice seeing him have elite top tier speed again for once. Problem is he's also a playoff bubble guy. That's a big thing that we got to look at this week is he needs playoff points to stay alive in this playoff race. So he may not be on the optimal fuel strategy. He's also aggressive.
How big is fuel strategy in this track? Is that really what is the difference maker?
Yeah, it determines who's going to win the race most of the time. Like we saw it on perfect display yesterday. For a while, SVG and Zilich, the clear 2 favorites to win the race. They didn't even really – I mean, they ended up getting some stage points because they were so freaking fast, but they would short pit each time, and that's the way to go. These playoff guys that need playoff points are probably going to stay out and just, accept a worse finish overall just for some good stage points, and that's not going to get you the lead, especially on stage 3 where all those lead lap to kind of come in. So that's going to go to your guys on the optimal strategy. So that's one thing that's going to hold back a lot of these dudes. You could almost argue that Buescher needs to be point racing, but I would say that Buescher could still easily win and get in, because there are a lot of tracks coming up where he is super good and could get in just off of winning a race. Like, there's still super speedways. There's some short tracks he's good at coming up. Like, he's been in winning contention almost every week. Oddly enough, you got to kind of consider him one of those dudes now.
Buescher?
Yep.
Why are the win odds so shit for Buescher compared to everybody else?
They shouldn't be. I bet Buescher at the road courses a lot. I mean, the top 10 odds, yeah, they've swelled up, but he's good. He's been a contending driver here every single year in the next gen car. I think last year he came from the rear, led over 30 laps, and almost won the race. Like, he's a contender, and he's super cheap, great odds, so bettable. He's my winner pick for later in the podcast. Just letting you know there.
Spoiler alert:
8,600 core for me.
Taco for the future.
Yeah.
We want to keep the audience hanging out. We got 209 people watching live as we speak, maybe more.
Hey, I haven't even said who my number one play is this week, because that's at the very end.
You can't give away your win pick. They got to stick around till the end. That's the whole idea. That's TV
the win
time.
pick's kind of we're talking about betting guys here. It's whatever. The big secret is, who do I like at the end?
I don't have to send you to Connecticut School of Broadcasting to learn some of the
anything but Connecticut. No,
they have them everywhere. It's not in Connecticut. Online. It's like University of Phoenix. You can take it from anywhere. It's fine. Chris Buescher. We like Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher has owned this track. He's really good at he's top 5 the last 3 attempts. He's really good at other road courses. Nothing
really
not
good
to
at
like.
Finishing every goddamn race, and the only time he finishes like outside the top 10, Chicago Street, Charlotte Roval. So the non-true road courses, the true road courses, he has the best average finish of all drivers. Just a non-stop series of top 10s, and here it's been more top 5s. He's been super high upside at Sonoma and the next gen. You could see the jump once we hit 2022, like nothing but top 4 finishes for him. Just such a solid play, and he's so cheap. He could be a tertiary option, and you still play SVG. Like SVG, McDowell, Buescher lineups or whatever. I think they'll be popular because it's easy to do. You could do SVG, Larson, Buescher, and it works out because of the punts down low.
I love it. All right, so obviously Buescher is the highest owned of the non-SVG sort of studs, let's call it. He's the highest.
He should be at least. We'll see.
I say the highest owned. I should qualify that. Allegedly, he is the projected highest owned secondary guy. So we'll do that. Clay Davis wants to ask about the Dom Station. We could do that at the end of this video. I'll show a setup of the Dom Station, but also know every single race is a little different on how one wants to set that up. So
sure,
I don't have too many rules that I've come up with just yet. We'll
the
talk
road
about
courses actually don't even use Dominator rules because there's
I haven't used
ways.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty. The Dom Station is pretty like control exposures, do your thing, but I'm not gonna have too many rules on this one. Not for this track. Not for this track at all. Ross Chastain. We got to go quicker, Taco. I know these were important drivers, but we got to power through. So Chastain, pretty great here also. Top 10 machine. He's starting 4th. Weird starting spot. I don't know.
Trackhouse is good here. All right. Suarez, winner here. SVG doesn't even need to be said, but Chastain, 4 straight top 10s here. Has top 5 speed in practice. 8,400, cheap enough to be, maybe even playable with SVG if you don't believe in play stiff. Like, I don't know. His price really makes it here. He's like the cheapest of the contenders. And then after him, there's only I'd say there's only one other contender past Chastain in Briscoe because he's in Truex's fucking car and starting second. But yeah, Chastain just price tag play, honestly.
the drop off in win odds after Chastain is crazy. So yeah, I mean Chastain's starting fourth though. Not a lot of room to put up some points here. He's going to have to compete for the win. He hasn't shown where he's going to do that. So all right, Chastain. He is what he is. But actually, I did hear an interesting stat a couple weeks ago that Chastain has been like a part of the nuts lineup in something like half the races this year. Is that true? Like, has he just been nutting it all over the place this season?
Well, it was Byron, and since then he's been nutting all over himself. Chastain, I could see it because he's been just a place differential guy so often. He's so bad at qualifying. So oftentimes the optimal stats are just who sucks at qualifying stats. Like Eric Jones sucks at qualifying. He's been optimal a lot. Justin Haley, I think last year was a guy who just him and Gilliland, they just suck at qualifying, but do decently during the race. This year, I'm sure Priest is up there, but he's actually kind of figured out qualifying as of recently. So
yeah, with Chastain, he's been like 20th most weeks, like starting 22nd, starting 18th, and he just seems to like. I don't know if you noticed it. Go back and look. I saw it on Twitter. I don't know who to credit.
Yeah.
For that stat, I cannot remember, but I just was like, Chastain just snuck into the nuts most weeks just with these great play stiff finishes that he's been having, even without winning. So it's like he hasn't been winning, but he's been helping you win DFS tournaments all season long. But this isn't a good spot for him starting fourth. This kind of changes.
It's awkward. It's not like I mean, when he is winning, he's starting for 40th. So I mean, that's just efficiency right there. But this week starting so high, it's he's a finishing position play. I'd say he's a better play on FanDuel than DraftKings is how I would go.
He's a fade here, really, at 17% on. Alex Bowman starting ninth. No one likes Bowman. Not good at this kind of track, apparently. It hasn't been that bad. The win odds are terrible, though.
So top 10 all the road courses so far this season. But at this one specifically, in the next gen era, his best finish is 15th. Kind of yikes.
Daniels goes out, by the way. I just got to mention this. Daniels goes out, runs the numbers, and fucking nails it. He has been optimal 50% of the time, over 50% of the time so far for the season. Fuck yeah, Daniels. We love you out there.
And he's still cheap.
Still underpriced, but I would say those 50%, those times he's been play stiff. Yes, he's won them, so he's been awesome. Like that one race where he started 40th and dominates. That is just like the most glorious of all things that you could ever do. So Chastain's back. It's back. Remember a couple of years ago, Taco? This is that year. We went back to 2022. Chastain was the nuts all the time.
He hasn't been winning that much, but
no, but it's not about winning. I only care about DFS lineups. I only care about if he's in my lineup. I don't care if he wins the race.
Well, if it's 2022, then I'm just playing Daniel Suarez, who's winning every road course race and dominating them all. But sadly, it's not. And Bro is on his way out, so that kind of sucks. Then Bowman here, his odds fell off a cliff last night, 50-1 now. I think he was like 20-1 to start. Like,
was he out drinking? Was he out drinking Pinot Noirs all night? And they know something we don't know.
No, with his pinky out. I think that's what moved the lines right there. The picture with his pinky out, just got out on social media. Cute.
Do you drink your wine with your pinky out?
Not in California, not in Sonoma and wine country. That's you gotta be better than that. That's a sure tell you're a tourist. Can't be all touristy.
Everybody's a tourist in Sonoma.
There's nothing here in this play.
I thought about moving.
No place difference to work with. He's not winning this race. Like,
Taco, can I share something? Years ago, I thought about moving out to Sonoma. I wanted to live a simpler life, do a little farming. Figure I'd set up a weed farm out there, enjoy nature, drive around, tractor and shit.
Enjoy water rations.
Yeah, all that stuff. And then I realized, actually, I don't really enjoy nature as much as I thought.
Yeah, it's nice to visit. It's not great to be stuck in.
Yeah, seemed like hard work. Manure. You're dealing with manure.
If I'm
Nope.
going to California, it's going to be Southern California where the weather is permanently locked at beautiful.
Too expensive to live there, and too much
that's
problems. There's problems in Southern California.
it's
No,
kind of the issue. Yeah.
you got to go to Florida. You get the listen, it's not quite as awesome as California in terms of the weather.
Very unpredictable weather too. But.
Yeah, but it's got other benefits in Florida. You can go there. It's like California, except like less crazy. All right. Kyle Busch, KB.
He's good here.
Good starting point. Not
He's
bad
good at
here.
road courses. So, I mean, I don't think I've really been big on Kyle Busch this year when he's not starting like 35th or whatever. Like, this is probably the first time where it's Kyle Busch starting in a normal spot. And I'm like, yeah, everything checks out. Yeah.
I haven't played much Kyle Busch.
2023. He led a fuck ton of laps at Coda. Wrecked out of Mexico, yeah, but Chicago Street, he was fine. Starting 17th at 8K, yeah, this is a fine play. This is like a Busher replacement play for a little cheaper. Like
I don't mind it. I feel like when a guy is like Kyle Busch, he's mentally in a bad place. We know this. He's been in a bad place mentally for a while. But I saw Chase Elliott kind of be in like that mental bad place when he came back from that accident a couple of years ago. And it was the road course that got him back on track. It's like when you go to a different kind of course, it's like, and you saw it a little bit with KB last week. Hey, listen, good finish in Chicago. Good finish in Coda. Has a great history here. He has a great history everywhere. So, whatever. But
this is also a place you give the +1 to older veterans. This is, of all the road courses, proportionally, like the older veterans are gonna do better here. He's got to win here. He won here after coming back off of his broken leg in his championship year. It's and just consistency as well. He's been consistently a top 5 dude here. I have no problems with Kyle Busch this week.
Very playable, but also a little chalky, which is unfortunate. So the field is seeing what you're saying. 30% owned. So he will be fairly chalky. I think for good reason, though. This is a good spot, a good play, Kyle Busch, and especially in your SVG lineup where you want to kind of play the cheaper guys. So Kyle Busch is going to show up a lot. We got Briscoe competing with SVG, second spot. He's going to get some ownership, 12%. That's probably more than I would have expected to see out of him. 21-1 odds, starting all the way up top over there. The only direction is down for him unless the miracle happens.
So the thing with Briscoe, so this year he's replacing Martin Truex Jr., the 4-time winner here at Sonoma. Extremely good Sonoma driver. So maybe some residual ownership just because of that, just because he's in the Truex car. But also, Briscoe is a good road course racer who drove for Stewart-Haas Racing for years. And they suck at road course speed, and they also just don't really prioritize road course racing, as you can see from his results. Also, he just loves tire barriers a lot. That's why you see nothing but DNFs in his history here. As you can see, his performances are already quite a bit better with the switch to JGR. That's a huge upgrade, especially at a track like this, at the Toyota Savemart 250. You have to have way higher expectations for Briscoe here. He showed it in qualifying. He shows that his car has speed because he outqualified everyone but SVG. He's going to be a big SVG fade lineup kind of guy. He could maybe do what McDowell did last week. Lower chance of that happening, of course, is McDowell was just really fucking fast last week and really good at the track. Briscoe has been, a bit of a wrecking ball historically, again, the tire barrier god. But it's harder to get into the tire barriers at a track like this. This is a lower carnage, usually a more chill environment for Mr. Chase Briscoe to thrive at here. So he's kind of just your alternate dominator that you're playing with, like a Kyle Larson or something in the SVG fade lineups. I don't think it's going to be like Zilich and SVG yesterday where you can stack 1 and 2. I do not think that's something that's going to be optimal here like ever, but If you're fading SVG, you may as well play a little Briscoe. Just because there is actual upside there with the JGR car here. And 7.9 for a Dominator, that's cheap. You can basically do whatever you want after that.
Crazy. I think that for me with Briscoe, that is part of that run that you might do. Like if I do a non-SVG run completely, like I will have a rule that Briscoe and SVG cannot be in the same line. I don't see a version of this track playing out where these two guys are both in the nuts. Could be wrong. Been wrong before, but that doesn't work for me. Either Briscoe takes over the lead spot like within the first few laps, first 5-10 laps, or my guess would be Briscoe's just going to fall back, not that good at this kind of track, not good enough, and then he falls back and that's it. And then we don't hear from him again. So that'd be my guess with Briscoe. I'm probably going to avoid him with SVG together. But there is a world where SVG kind of like spins out or something weird happens early and Briscoe gets that lead and holds on to it for a little bit. So I guess that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
D.Ham, the cheapest you're ever going to see Denny Hamlin, 7,700. What the hell's going on? No one even wants to play him. He's starting 16th, plenty of play stiff upside. Just coming off a fourth place road course finish. Does not have the
cheaper last week, and he was the highest scorer, just pure place differential. That was him surviving a Carnage race. He has been a Carnage all 3 years of the next gen.
Is that what it is? Because before that, this guy was doing fine here.
Yeah, he's just wrecked out 3 years in a row. Shit happens, man. He's been.
I think the hate is too high. The hate is too much for Hamlin. Too high.
Yeah. And usually, like Hamlin tends to troll in practice a little bit, but at road courses, how big they are, him taking 17 laps, like that's, and being in Group B, that was a pretty terrible practice performance from him. So a little bit of concern there. Starting at 16th, like obviously it was huge last week, starting like what 39th or something. Like I don't really see it from Hamlin this week. Again, last week he just survived, right? I don't know. Odds plummeted overnight. I don't know. It's just the practice times being kind of shitty and him not having a whole bunch of place differential to work with. Like, I guess 16th to 10th is okay. But that'd be like a really good performance from what's his top 10 implied percentage? Like 23%?
It's not good.
You need to get into like the top 5. It's like 8%. Like, I don't know.
Great.
It's kind of a play I skip over.
Yeah, win odds not great, but seeing Denny Hamlin at 7,700, that's exciting for me. Normally you got to pay a lot. I feel like I'm at the ShopRite and they threw the old half off prime rib sale going on, and you're like, dude, maybe I'm not that into prime rib right now, but at the same time, for half off prime rib steaks, I'm buying some. Like,
I just wish you had more info on him. On how he runs here in the next gen, because he just hasn't finished a race. I mean, I'm giving Kyle Busch some credit here for being an older veteran. Like Hamlin's right there with him, so it's okay. I just wish I saw a little bit more from him in practice there. And
I don't need to see shit out of
Mexico race as well. Like,
what do you need to watch practice of Tom Brady in practice to know that he can complete some passes?
Yeah, well, I mean, Hamlin has never really been a road course guy. He's certainly not. I mean. The Tom Brady in this field would be like SVG. I don't think I would need to see SVG practice, honestly. If it took 0 practice laps, we're still playing him.
Hamlin's more of the Aaron Rodgers, like the current version. Ryan Blaney, same deal. Starting 7th, super cheap. Never going to see him this cheap again, 7,500. The win odds better than Hamlin, but probably because he's starting further towards the top.
Well, Eddie showed speed in practice. He's fast as hell in practice.
But nothing impressive about his road course history to tell you anything other than this guy is appropriately priced at 7,500.
He survives at road courses. He just kind of plays it safe and gets an all right finish for some points. And starting 7th, I don't see how that has GPP upside. Honestly,
we're getting to a more relevant zone here, Taco. We spent a lot of time on a lot of these sort of, I call them nondescript plays of studs, and they're all kind of similar. Harder to play with SVG if you're going to play that 12-5 guy. But now we're getting to the cheaper zone here. And some potentially good plays here. Some big play stiff guys, starting with Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric, Taco. You said you like Austin a little bit here.
Yeah, we dropped to 100 to 1 overnight. That sucks.
Not the best win odds for Austin Dillon. Starting 24th, though. Not much of a track history here to go crazy over. Nothing really standing out for me. So you talk to me.
Ford is plus 700. I mean, which is better than last week where they're plus 1,000, but still, you know, him sneaking into the top 10, I guess, is possible. No rain the forecast for this one, which a big help for Cindric. He's fucking awful on the rain tires. Haven't seen any speed from him at road courses so far this season anywhere. Just has
these
the
other good
2022
finishes for
finish
him
to go off of here.
Wait,
another nondescriptor.
The good finish for him at Charlotte, Watkins Glen, whatever. He had some okay, acceptable finishes, but especially at Charlotte, that was a rain issue.
He could do that. His first season in Cup, he started with I think 3 out of 4 top 10 finishes at the road courses. Like, he's perfectly capable. Starting 24th, like, he is playable. I'm just not as enthusiastic about playing him as I would be on a normal week. Is it weird that I like his teammate Logano a little better, Mr. I Hate Road Courses, but is kind of like not bad at this one?
Joey Logano, a 3rd and a 4th place in recent history.
Yeah.
He is starting also in a play stiff spot, starting 22nd. His win odds are much better than Austin Cindric's, much better across the board.
Yeah, and he should be a little bit lower owned because I think people don't really like playing Logano at road courses. They don't think he's good at any of them. He's not bad at this one.
We're going to move up in ownership for these next few names. It's going to just be like an arrow pointing up. Daniel Suarez, starting 29th. No, starting 19th. Apologize for that. Starting 19th. Has a little cachet, 51 to 1. A little better, odds-wise than some of these other names. I'm not really seeing anything in the history that looks all that exciting, except for a win a couple of years ago. But other than that, it seems terrible at road courses. Why are you so excited about Daniel Suarez?
Not really, because he's on the way out, which is, obviously he's getting replaced by Connor Zilic. Like, I think everyone knew that, so it doesn't really count a silly season yet. But Trackhouse is just really, really, really good here at this track specifically. So this is one of the few spots where I'll play a little Suarez. And yeah, the finishes recently, like, they're not actually that bad. He's just been taken out. Like, he's fine. He's playable. I think his ownership's gonna be held low enough. Like, you can play him here. $7,100 Trackhouse driver at Sonoma. Like, come on. The odds are like better than Logano, Cindric, Post, all the guys around him. So it kind of makes up for him being a little bit, starting a little bit further ahead. He's got like some upside, some top 10 upside. I'm pretty sure that Logano's never won at Sonoma because there are only 3 people in this field that have won before. I thought that this week I checked it out. It's true. It's
Jeremy
crazy.
Collier.
That's just called Rex leaving. Is what it is.
I don't know. You got to go back a long way. I'm not seeing that win, Jeremy Collier, a while ago. Maybe it was like
he's got a poll, but yeah, he's never won here before. Anyway, I mean, for Suarez, yeah, it's just I don't like dead horses. I'm really going to be fading him rest of the season because, I mean, why would Trackhouse really put too much attention on him? But I feel like I would play him here and at Atlanta, just at tracks that he's like won at before. And that's pretty much it. Not like huge about him.
He's chalky. So like I'm looking for reasons not to play a guy, over 20% owned. So
Oh, there you go. Then he's fired. There, don't play him because he's fired.
Yeah, I'm looking for reasons
there you
not
go.
to play. Give me that reason. I'm fine.
That's an easy reason. He's fired.
Yeah, he's fired from his team. They like Zilich better. Everybody hates him. You ever go to work after you give your 2 weeks notice and it's so awkward?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's in that mode. He goes into work. Everybody's like, he walks in a room. Everybody's all of a sudden quiet. You know what I mean? Like everybody's talking. And then he shows up in the room like, hey, Daniel. Hey, what are you guys talking about? And he's like, and they're like, the weather. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, good seeing you guys. Yeah, you too, Daniel Suarez. And then they just like, everybody looks at each other. It's all awkward. So awkward. Top, you ever been in that situation in the office?
I hope not anytime soon.
No. DFS Army headquarters, you show up there. If everybody's quiet in the room when you show up in the lunch break room at the Army headquarters, be concerned. Be concerned.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep everyone's spirits high.
Yeah.
So 7K, we're getting down to the cheapos here. This is where the slate gets kind of interesting. Carson Hocevar was he's a jackass last week. He just wrecked out so many people for like no reason. That's the Carson Hocevar I know and love.
It's Hocevar. Hocevar for me is quickly becoming my favorite driver. Like he's
he's Chastain on steroids.
Like quickly becoming a favorite for me. I love this.
He's like gonna win a race soon. Like he's fast as hell. Like he qualified third that race before just some ridiculous antics taking out.
We agree though that Hocevar's antics. Here's what I like about him, but also horrible about him. Because he's such a nut, he's always like moving up and looking great, and then he crashes. Yeah. But up until that happens, you're like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm so glad I went over on him. And then it all blows up in your face.
Yeah. That's been every intermediate track this season, except for the one where he kept it together and finished second. So that's like his upside, right? Like he could win any race. Like you can't count him out in any race. Like he's someone that I will always have exposure to in GPP no matter what. But like, God, his floor is so low. He just wrecks out for no reason. He's like the scariest FanDuel play ever.
Chastain started off like that, and then he started finishing some races, and then we were like, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff." And then he started crashing
kind of early on, so that helped him a lot,
luck based.
This week, I mean, he's just the definition of a GPP play. He sprinkles some in there in case he has like a ridiculous upside week, but I mean, expect him to wreck some people.
Hocevar is going to be owned. He's good. Now, I think that the highest owned non-SVG driver, according to your ownership projections, is Bubba Wallace. He is the next guy, the next highest owned, 6,900. Nothing in the track history or road track history that stands out to me as I do a quick glance here. But the win odds don't look good at all. Horrible, really. 250 to 1. The starting position, 30th, good for play stiff. But is this potentially? I mean, he's in the Toyota. It's the Toyota Sonoma, whatever. Is this scary chalk? Like, what's the story here?
Dude, he was actually really consistent with his finishes going into last week, and then he was running legitimately top 10 after starting in the rear at the end of the race, and then he was running right next to, or he had like Bowman behind him, right, who was faster, but it was Bowman versus Bubba in that in-season bracket challenge, right? And Bubba just goes completely boneheaded, just full out just wrecks himself and Bowman. Like it was some really piss poor driving. Bowman, I don't know what it is about Bowman, but he was just like smiling, taking pictures with Bubba after the fact. It was like, I feel like anyone else would have wanted to fight him or something. Like, what a jackass. Because like Bowman had him like dead to rights. Just like you would have a solid top 10 finish coming into this week, and you'd look like a super safe like cash game play, which he still may be, honestly. But like God, I think everyone's going to kind of remember that from last week because he ended up being a chalk bomb, just taking himself out for like no reason when everyone was on him. So I don't know. There's that. He should be a top 20 dude, just gain 10, 15 place differential spots and be fine. It's just, I think that memory from last week is going to be stuck in people's heads. But like 6'9", he's pretty cheap.
It's a very good price, but that is a very chalky 34%. I don't know. Yeah.
Some of the lowest odds I've ever seen for Bubba too.
Horrible. I mean, the win odds are shocking.
And he's also he's certainly not going to be on the optimal strategy as he is. Him and Priest, might as well talk about them together. They are dead on, like they're like +2 and -2 to the good of the playoff bubble. So like they need all the stage points they can possibly get. So I think it's more of a concern with Ryan Priest, someone I usually love a lot. Sucks they're not going to be on the optimal strategy. Bubba just has more place differential to work with, but Priest should be more of a sleeper play, I guess. It just sucks that he's right on the bubble, and we're trying to really avoid those guys.
Starting 20th, not bad. Nothing about his road course history says he's good at this. There's that. But he's the ownership, pretty low, 12%. Keselowski, another guy, we've played a lot of him this year. Just does not seem anything. He's okay here, but like I'm not seeing anything in the road course history that kind of stands out at all.
No, he fucking hates road courses and like going public about saying there are too many road courses on the schedule now. He's a road course hater. Here, he actually managed to hang on to like top 15s because it's all about survival here. I don't think anyone gets the veteran bonus more than Keselowski at this track, but starting 21st for someone that just wants a 15th place finish, it's not really GPP winning to me. Like there's not really true upside from Keselowski if he's just looking to survive this race and get points. It's like this whole range is just guys that should be a little bit better on paper, but are going to be playoff points racing and really are just trying to finish the race and aren't really trying to win or have real high upside finishes. There's kind of whatever, and that's why Keselowski's at 250 to 1, which crazy low odds for him. It's just kind of how it is.
Another name though that we love targeting, for DFS purposes, Gilliland, right? Usually cheap, usually starting in the back. He's starting 35th, Taco.
He's 500 to 1.
And who cares? Happened overnight. He's starting 35th. You can't get from 35th to first on a road course in 100 laps. Like there's no time to get there. So he's ain't winning shit. I think some of these odds have more to do with the fact that they know no one starting 35th tends to win this. This isn't an intermediate course. You're not going to make your way to the front from 35th. It's too far back. You would need some insane pit strategy / crash happening at the right moment. They cannot drive from 35th up. That's why the win odds are that bad. That's my guess. I don't know. You're the expert.
Yeah.
Isn't that why?
I mean,
he's not that
slow
bad.
in practice too. But yeah, there's definitely some truth to that.
It's just like he's starting so far back. Who cares? I just need him to get to 20th.
Yeah, you take out his wreck last week at Chicago from getting a Hosevard. Like the finishes before that, almost all of those finishes you'll take starting 35th, like 22nd, 10th, 19th, 16th, 7th, 10th. Like they all work. Those all work. They're all probably optimal if he just does that. 10th here last year as well. Like he's still perfectly playable. So yeah, the 500 to 1 odds. I wouldn't let them sway you off of a Gilliland here.
He's just probably not winning
here. Yeah, it's not as carnagey of a race, also as well. So I think his upside is kind of like he's probably going to finish like 20th to 25th, and score all right.
I think he needs to be above that. I think in order to get to the nuts from this price point, we're going to get to a few other of these play stiff guys, but in order to get to the nuts, I think he needs to be better than 20th, 17th, 16th. I think that probably gets you there.
Yeah, and he'll be a little popular too. Just with him starting 35th, it just kind of sticks out.
Yeah, 21% owned, high ownership. JHN Nemechek starting 18th, not so great.
Yeah, starting a bit high for me, but the form has been good. it's great form. Legacy has been in good form just overall, but yeah. I mean, 10th in practice, it's impressive, honestly. Yeah, starting 18th, it still makes it awkward.
And with that 300 to 1, he's got 14% implied top 10. That's not that much better than Gilliland, who is starting 20 spots further back. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Gilliland's like starting with a plus. Basically, look at Gilliland as Nemechek, but start him with a plus 12. Like it's like these two guys with Gilliland, you're getting 12 more points just like for signing your name on the SAT. That's Gilliland over Nemechek, just because he's 35th and the other guy's 18th, and they're about the same shit. Zane Smith starting 12th. Yeah, no, it's Zane unplayable.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, unplayable. 4% owned, no go. Gregson unplayable. These guys are all unplayable. Actually,
not Gregson.
Gregson. Let me take a look here. 8% owned you have for Gregson?
Yeah, there's a whole range of people here. Gregson, barely ever finishes these road course races, but he had okay speed at Chicago, I guess. Like, it was fine, like 20th place speed or whatever.
I don't hate it.
Just a pure carnage play, starting 30 seconds. Kind of like the name of the game as you go down through here.
I mean, we have names that we generally like in this zone.
Mm-hmm.
I love them in intermediate courses when they're starting this far back. Justin Haley starting 29th. Okay, Joe, I like Justin Haley. What's wrong with him?
Haley's just really slow in practice, 2.5 seconds off the pace. That sucks. Starting a few spots further up than Gregson, but generally he's a better road course driver. He's usually a middle pack guy, not a back of the pack guy.
I mean, we're getting more of these plays. I don't know about Cole Custer. I'm not a big Cole Custer guy per se, but his win odds are so much better than these other guys that I'm just taking note of it. Why is Custer win odds double what Gregson and Haley are, and Jones even? What the hell's going on here? Up is down.
Mexico. He was a legitimate top 10 car on speed in Mexico, and then Chicago, he just got Hosevard. So we haven't really seen him since then. So he probably has more upside than some of these guys around here. It's a pretty good case for GPP. So I don't mind that. So far, all these guys are kind of like even to me, value-wise. Gregson, Haley, Custer. It's all even. Jones, all pretty equal. Because Jones starting back there is not a road course guy
but has good finishes here. He's not been the worst.
Now, I would ignore his finishes past 23, right? Because he was in JGR equipment. Obviously, way, way better than Legacy equipment. But Legacy's been in good form with him and Nemechek. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, he's facing Nemechek in the in-season bracket this week, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he's just, again, another pure carnage play. If this is like a green flag race, it could be a little awkward because all these place differential plays, some of them will make it by gambling on strategy and whatnot. But there's just so many place differential plays you can make. Maybe even stack a few if there's some crazy carnage that goes on or something, or SVG just leads everything and no one even gets a scrap of dominator points.
There's definitely a version of this race playing out that happens where SVG just does that. He just smashes.
Yeah, it's probably not even that uncommon. But he won't lead every lap because, of course, some people lead the laps at the end of stages at least. And we've seen, just last week, McDowell can't keep that from happening. But, yeah, this whole range so far has been equal. And, they're all reasonable enough place differential plays. My flag is very firmly planted on this guy, Austin Dillon, who has never really been on my radar at the road courses before. And if you look at his finishes this season at the road courses, what do you see?
Horrible.
I see the absolute worst, right?
The worst.
Austin Dillon at Chicago was running top 10 when Hocevar decided to go and wreck out a bunch of people. Okay? That explains that. He was top 10. He qualified top 10, was running top 10 the race. Taken out. Mexico. running top 10. Joey Logano comes up behind him. Hello, bump. Knocks him out. Not his fault. At Coda, minding his own business, Denny Hamlin locks his brakes up. Into Dillon. He was running top 20. He could have a top 20 and then 2 top 10 finishes as his recent form instead. Then starting 33rd, everyone would be on him. What happens at this race? Last year, he gets Josh buried along with a few other guys. Not his fault at all. He's running in the top 15. I feel like his finishes here, again, this is a track that's nice to the guys who've been in the series for a long time. Austin Dillon has been in the series for a long fucking time. And it's always like a 15th place car here. I think that his finishes, people are going to see that and go, gross. I think it's justified to play him. I think he's actually been good at the road courses this year, even though he has the worst finishes of anybody. So that's my leverage play. Love me some Austin Dillon this week, which I haven't said that in a long time.
I mean, this is why you stick around till the end of the breakdown. An hour and 25 minutes in, 300 plus people watching live. And we find out that Austin Dillon, a guy who's just been a basic turd, has actually got some new numbers behind the scenes that make him a very interesting play at 11% owned. Starting 33rd has not been terrible. It's just been bad luck.
5,300 is crazy. That's so cheap. That is insanely cheap. That,
by the way,
you to easily afford SVG.
Yeah, at this price, if he just survives the race, I'm telling you, these guys don't need to do that much. He just has to pretty much beat out, like, you know, Jones and Custer, like the other couple of guys in this price range, to be in the not consideration. And he's starting so far back that, like, he's beating those guys just with a similar finish. So, you know, he's got a little lead, a couple of points on Jones, a couple more points on Custer and Haley. Interesting. Austin Dillon. Wow. So over the field on Austin Dillon, not hard to do. He's only 11% owned. And he has been not completely terrible. And we're hoping for a top 20 finish with him. And then you are absolutely in consideration for him being in the top lineup. A top 20 finish for him will be like 36 points. Could get you there. Stenhouse. Okay. Higher owned than Austin Dillon, starting 34th, has perfectly acceptable road course finishes over his career. A few of them. Not bad here. Not the worst. Has a 12th place.
Hold on. Let me do this trivia. Daniels, is it Zane Smith? This guy that you're saying. It's been optimal last year. Was 4 of the last 6, 5 of the last 9. Is it Zane Smith? Because I think so. I think he was optimal last week, and that would be insane.
Is it Zane? 4 of the last 6, 5 of the last 9. I'm assuming this isn't the same Chastain that I talked about earlier, because that would just be lame to bring up the exact same.
No, he wasn't optimal last week, but it might be Ty Gibbs. I don't know.
No, Ty Gibbs has not been optimal. In the
last 3 races?
No, not 5 of the last 9. Ty Gibbs?
No.
Eric Jones?
Anyway, yeah. So Dillon, you can tell from the projections, it's pretty much him versus Stenhouse.
Yeah.
And Stenhouse, I'd say overall just has a weaker case. Worse odds, worse track history, certainly. And his finishes this season have been a bit more like kind of just they've been respectful for how that's just how he's ran, right? As Dillon's finishes are heavily skewed from him getting, ran into 3 straight times. It's Chase Elliott. Oh, hell yeah.
What the helly? Sorry about that. Chase Ellie. All right.
Yeah, I would expect Stenhouse to probably be the chalkiest of this range just because he starts the farthest back and is the cheapest, which fair enough. But yeah, I'm hoping that leverage on Dylan works out well and Dylan comes in the single digits of ownership.
I'm just trying to see what you're seeing here. The difference, how Elliott or how Stenhouse is that different from Austin Dillon. Like,
yeah. No, Dylan, I'm playing purely because his finishes are skewed.
These guys are both slow as shit.
The reason I'm going off of him.
Their slow shit practice doesn't bother you at all?
Yeah, I was in the A group, which is overall slower than the B group, so it's a little bit hard to tell. But yeah,
I want to get back to somebody.
It's pure leverage.
Coach Sav, I'm going to tell you something, bro, about Leggy. Leggy might actually figure out in a road course how to finish like 10 laps down just by her pure slowness.
You cannot say that after she finished top 20 last week. Come on.
No, she's
on
slow.
The lead lap.
Stop. She's so slow. Taco, she's like 3 seconds off the pace. No, 5 seconds. Sure, she's off the pace by like minutes almost.
I think Grok's onto something here.
What did Grok say?
Maybe we should play Martin Truex this week.
Just fuck it. Yeah, Grok. Gotta love Grok.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, last week, of course, she just survived a pure carnage fest. Yeah. But she's not. She actually comes from a bit of a road course racing background. But I mean, 6 seconds off the pace in practice. I mean, yeah.
I mean, how
literally need that to happen again? And she wasn't optimal even then.
Is it because Live Fast is such a new random team that they just
no? It's just the old BJ McLeod team. Like this is just BJ McLeod, but with a worse driver.
Slow ass car.
Oh yeah. I if you're gonna play leg, why not just play Ware, who was legitimately running in the top 20 last week? I mean, it's fucking god awful at this track, and probably still has a sore everything. Because if you saw the video of that impact, my god, people it's insane to see that Cody Ware had such a powerful impact, the hardest impact that anyone's had in the next gen car.
Pull me up.
They didn't throw a caution.
Throw me that video link for later. I want to take a look at that. Josh Berry is the only other one. So you've been a Ty Dillon fan, but I don't know. He's starting 26. This is not that great of a start. His
no. I don't like him at road courses.
Yeah, not here.
Sorry, Ty.
And Berry is so terrible that he can't be played.
Barry, how many times did you wreck here last year? Like 3? He's never had a good road course finish ever. His best finish 23rd. He got wrecked out last week, so not complete fault to him, right? It's just he's starting pretty much better than he's ever finished at a road course. It's really hard to make a case for him, especially after how much he sucked here last year.
Yeah, unplayable. What are you going to do? Daniels likes Leggy a little bit at the price.
Here's this if you want to see it.
You got to give that to personal. I can't put it up on the screen.
It's not that bad, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to put it on the screen. If I knew how to put it on the screen, I could actually. You know what? Where did you drop that in the?
I believe in you.
Where did you drop
it? You can click on the hyperlink.
Where did you put the link? In the chat?
I have DM'd it to you.
DM me where? Like, you think I have 10,000 things open? All right, here we go. Okay.
I think you do. I think you got this, boss. I think you got it.
I do. I got it. I'm going to figure it out. Let's watch the video of Cody Ware. Uh-oh. Wait, that's what you sent me? I don't even see the crash. Oh, wait, here we go. Wait, that's what you sent?
No, it was the in-car.
we held up everybody waiting to see some video, and that was it.
It was just that sudden of a stop. It was. I wanted to send in the shortest one. I forgot. I didn't realize I actually didn't show.
It didn't show the crash. All it shows like that looked like nothing. You're like, oh,
but yeah.
Oh.
Every other video, you know how YouTube load is. Every other video is like 10 minutes long. Like, okay. I was hoping that would get right to the point, but it was only an in-car. But
all right, let's
there
see.
You go. The shorts got you, bro. Here you go. This is what I wanted to show you. Boom.
He just forgot to turn.
Insane.
At the end there.
No, it just broke. He couldn't do anything.
They like showing the ones of inside the vehicle where it's just like yoink.
Oh. Here you can see, boom.
It did not look that bad in the vehicle at all.
The impact probably similar to a newborn baby getting tackled by Brian Urlacher.
Wait, this one's going to be good. This view is going to be good. Hold on. Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh, that was scary.
Head on. Yeah, no safer barrier, just tires. Oof.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's brutal. Actually,
if it wasn't for that, I feel like Cody Ware might be like low-key okay, but just that and the fact he's never finished better than 32nd here, nah, you can't. And there are just way too many good plays in the 5K range anyway, so.
Everybody wants to know how this leggy looks. That's all they care about.
Oh, yeah. If you're an older woman, I guess, if you're like British woman, I don't know. It's fine. No. Anyway.
She's no Danica. She's not in there for the looks. She's in there
great teeth for a Brit. Come on now.
Stop. We're not going to make fun of British people's teeth. All right, Taco.
Yep.
If we had to make a chalky lineup,
SVG.
starting with Shane Van Gisbergen.
And then Busher, right?
Is that your next guy? Like who are?
Yeah, certainly. If you're doing chalky, yeah, it's got to be Busher SVG.
The taco special. We got Busher. We're gonna put Austin Dillon in there for sure. That's like the.
He's not chalky. No one's gonna play Austin.
No, not chalky, but more like the taco special.
Oh my god.
Carne asada, I assume. I'm the taco special. That's what I get. Busher, Austin Dillon. I feel like Chase Elliott should be a part of it. Gilly?
Right? You're doing popular.
Dinger?
Cheap.
Gilliland is one of your other favorites. So on the pay down option.
He's just going to be popular, right? Bubba Wallace. Certainly be
I like
the highest projected owned of anyone cheap. Like
you got to like Gilly.
You're trying to make like the default lineup, right? Like.
Yeah, just kind of like
all right, like Gilliland and Bubba as your punts, right? And then I don't know, fuck it, Reddick, like or Elliott or something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't mind this, and then you have 500 to play with.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Bubba's gonna fuck it up.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It'll be fine.
What about Hocevar?
Yeah, now that he's knocked out of the tournament, maybe he won't freak out.
Get to Hocevar. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do this, right? Like, I was hoping to get the Hocevar here, but I didn't.
You can get the. I would love Priest if it wasn't for this playoff points racing shit.
Dude, that's just making it too
big. He's like
-2
points to the good. Like he needs stage points so bad.
Making it too big of a thing.
No, it's a real thing. It's gonna determine who's on what strategy here. It's gonna affect a lot. Like
check this out. With this sort of baseline, I can. Here's the 3 that I would build out. I mean, there's so many you could build out off of it. I actually think I'm going to take this approach and I'm going to build like 4 or 5 different lineups directly off of it, right? And here's what I mean. Like you could get from Busher very easily to Dinger, who I love, right? You can get from Gilly very easily to Hocevar. So it's like these other names that I want to mix in there: Hocevar, Allmendinger. Getting off of these guys and kind of switching it around. So I think I can sit here with that baseline and even McDowell, like and get a bunch of different sort of similar but also good lineups built all with the same core. So that might be how I approach my domination station today, Taco. I'm going to build there's no mini max left. It's gone. So all I'm really seeing what the hell is that? All I'm really seeing is, these 20 max contests and the big one. So I think I'm going to kind of build something off of this with my SVGs build around that core that we just saw with Wallace, Busher, Dillon, McDowell, Elliott for sure, switching between Elliott and even Ty Gibbs a little bit. So it should be a fun one to build some lineups for. Cash game. Let's see here. In cash, SVG, not Dillon. If I have to do a cash lineup, let's look at the ownerships, but I'm thinking, yeah, you got to have Wallace in there. Who are the highest owned guys for cash? Who's that group?
I mean, Bubba, Gilliland, Busher, SVG. Like, those four are going to be in everyone's, and then after that, I don't know.
Yeah. After that, you don't know.
Well, after that, I'm not making a whole ass cash lineup for people.
No, I don't want to do a whole thing.
Doesn't look very fondly upon people that do that.
Who's the high-owned chalky guys? I guess you could kind of go like, if you had cash, you could kind of do something like that and then just pay up somewhere. I was just looking for the high-owned guys.
McDowell.
Like Chase in there too. Anyway, and then you just got to place.
Yeah, McDowell, Chase, Busher is going to be what people spend on besides Eastberg and maybe Larson, but SBG Larson in cash, that's like really spendy.
I guess the McLovin approach would be to throw Leggy in there. Definitely. And yeah, always take the cheapest for the starting back driver in your cash lineup, and you get an extra $1,300 to just spend somewhere. Like, bam, just spend it. Spend it. There we go. Anyway, I don't know, Taco. That does it. So your win pick for this one is?
It's Chris Busher. 21? Yeah, 21 odds. Like
21-1. That sounds great. I like Digger to win it, but I get that. I love the Busher call, 21-1. I might take a little stab on both of those guys. A little stab. And
your plus 200 at top 5. He's top 5 every single year in the next gen. Why not?
Your ownership recommendation for SVG if I want to win the tournament.
100?
100%.
I mean, yeah, because I think it's more about who you pick down low than I mean, it's either like 100 or 0 for Shane, right? If you really want to win the tournament.
I think it's 0.
Because either he gets taken out and fading him is the move, or he doesn't and then playing him is the move. It's very binary.
That literally breaks the whole thing down. What kind of DFS player do you want to be? Do you want to fade? Do you want to be a chalk fader, or a chalk
you want to be someone like me who's been eating SVG's dust for 3 straight slates.
And by the way, Taco, the worst thing you could do in DFS is the fact that it didn't work the last 3. Chase what happened last week. You got to keep going.
Yeah,
you got to just keep going
with it.
Yeah, you can't get off the wagon. The fade wagon. You got to stay on it. Stay on the fade wagon.
Absolutely.
Did you get the Minimax? It's gone.
Oh yeah, I mean NASCAR just especially for cash, it's way more profitable to lock in like early. You know, getting the 50-50s and double ups like on Thursday, they will fill by like Friday, Saturday, and you'll still have a handful of people that forget to update their cash lineup. Like it happens every week.
Yeah. Busher top 5 is the play. Fixed Insider. This is what you want. If you're going to play one, that's the one you want to play. I'll do the same though for Dingo, but Busher, if you need a top 5, I think that's the guy. Busher had the best combination of you get 21-1 win odds, and so his top 5 odds are going to work out the same. Like the best for somebody who's good. There we go. Sharpen that up. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Fast 40 Sonoma edition. Crack your wine open. Get ready for a sophisticated track, a sophisticated race, a fancy race in Sonoma.
Indubitably.
You know what else you could crack open if you want? It's Sonoma. Like I said, you crack open a pre-roll. They grow that shit in Sonoma too.
I would recommend not cracking it open and rather just lighting it.
Can light one up. That's what I meant. Well, you got to crack open the package. You know how it comes in a package. Yeah, that'll do it for this one, guys. Good luck in the race. I got to make some lineups for this thing. Oh, I'll quick. I said we show the optimizer real quick. Like I said, there's really not much to the optimizer setup for this one. I don't know where I can even add a lot of benefit other than to say, like, you're pretty much going to either go heavy SVG or not. Personally, when I'm running 150, I like to do at least 2 uniques. I'm actually doing 20 lineups today, not 150. I like to do 2 uniques. And then if Taco, for example, gave me a driver and said, go over the field on them, I'm going to smash the Adora on that guy, right? And then I'm going to go find like maybe somebody that I kind of like a little more than the field. Daniel's had that good Elliott stat, and we already like Elliott. So that'd be my other guy where I'm just going to kind of go like give him a little bumperoni. And then I'm going to run my 20. Got 80% SVG with no adjustment, Taco. But I got a lot of Austin Dillon with that big smash. Oof, look at all these. Look at these exposures.
We can't. You're not sharing the screen.
Don't forget. Oh, you can't see my script? Jesus. You got to tell me that before. Kind of cool. You got to tell me that shit. Interrupt me. Jeez. So anyway, that's what I did. I get a ton of the chalk. So I like it. I don't mind this. Just trying to see who I forget. Didn't get any. Oh, a little dingo. Gotta increase that. Do it again. Always like post bar.
And massage people upwards.
Jack him up a little bit. Give it another run. Bam. Yeah, there we go. Too much.
A lot of SVG. So this would just be the heavy fuck it SVG I'm paying for him.
By the way, there's no way I would do this with Dylan, even with your love of Dylan.
80%? Yeah. I don't know about that, Chief. Bro's going to be like 10% owned.
Yeah. I can get leverage on Austin Dillon at like 35, 40%. Just fine. Mm-hmm. Interesting how it changes, though. Interesting. All right. That's going to do it, guys.
Very much, Dean.
Hey, we appreciate you. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. 330 plus people watching live. That is crazy. Taco, this was an hour and 45 minutes. The whole crowd, they're still hanging out. Everybody loves crushing NASCAR. Everybody loves the FS Army NASCAR. This is what we do. This is how we smash. Helmets up. Motherfuckers, let's crush this thing. Take care, everybody. Take care, Taco.
See ya. Helmets up.